Hi, I'm Kenneth Griffin, and I'm running for governor. I'm running for governor in the state of Texas in 2010. And probably one of the very first questions that you're going to ask if you don't live in Texas is, why the Samuel heck do I care who's governor in the state of Texas? Let me tell you why. There's three excellent reasons. Although there are many aspects of my platform and what it is that I'm going to do in 2010, here are three things that you're going to agree with no matter where you live and that will affect you no matter what state you live in. Number one, here in Texas, we're going to eliminate federal income taxes for all Texans and for you right after that. Number two, we're going to eliminate property taxes on your house, on your single-family residence if you live in it. And the third objective is we're going to bring gasoline back down to $1.50 per gallon. All three of these things. I say to you that it's not possible to do these three things just in Texas. We will do them in Texas first, and we will take the lead, and your state will come after that. What I'd like to do here today is to try to do a short video, just a few minutes long. I'd like to think 3 to 5 minutes. I'm told it's 10 minutes or a little bit longer. But I want to talk to you and have a face-to-face, one-on-one conversation about what it is that I want to achieve and why I want to achieve it. And if you'd like to talk to me, if you'd like to get a hold of me, you can do that at our website at www.texasgovernor2010.com. There's also a phone number that I can be reached at where you can make an appointment with me, which is 210-822-8417 here in San Antonio, Texas. Right now, what I'd specifically like to talk to you about are taxes. And I'm going to refer back again to this little teeny tiny book. This teeny tiny book, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's the Constitution of the United States. Just an amazing book, which you absolutely have to read. We're going to do another video just on the Constitution. But the point that I want to refer to you here, this book specifies that in all of the United States, all the states, the federal government, everywhere, there are only two kinds of taxes which are legal. Only two. That's it, right? And those two kinds of taxes are called direct taxes and indirect taxes. Let me tell you what that means. An indirect tax is a tax that's applied on a product or a service that is the same throughout the United States. So if I decide as the government that I want to tax you 25 cents on gasoline, I can do that. That's an indirect tax. That's completely legal. But it has to be 25 cents everywhere in the United States. In Washington, in Nevada, in Texas, in Oregon, in California, doesn't matter. Whatever indirect tax I have to apply goes to a product or a service, and I have a choice. I can simply not pay that tax by not purchasing the product. But that's an indirect tax. That's a great tax. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. The second kind of tax is called a direct tax. That means for some reason I'm the government, I'm the legislature, and I decide, whoops, I need $25 billion, or just to make the math easy, let's say I need $300 million, and I don't have it in my treasury. So I'm going to assess a direct tax. I'm going to say, Americans, I need $300 million. So this direct tax must also be apportioned. And what apportion means is, it means that every American has to pay the same amount. You know, this guy because he's rich can't pay more, this guy because he's poor can't pay less, or any variation thereof. If we're assessed $300 million, it means that every single American, of which there are 300 million, must pay $1. That's the way that works. Okay. Now, if you understand these taxes, these are the only two legal taxes. But you know, if you think about it and you understand this and you read this little Constitution book, it seems like that our income taxes aren't like that, because my income taxes are more than yours, or less than yours, or yours are higher than mine, or everybody pays a different income tax. And by the way, kind of like the same thing for property tax, right? We pay different taxes. Well, how's that possible? Well, if you ask someone about the income tax, they're going to tell you, or even if you ask the IRS, they're going to say, oh, well, that's because of the 16th Amendment. The 16th Amendment, and if you read the 16th Amendment, it says that Congress shall have the right to assess taxes without the need for apportionment. But, you know, we are supposed to be a country that lives by the rule of law. What's the rule of law? Well, it means we have all these laws and their rules, and they apply to everybody, right? The rule of law. Okay, I like that. I'll take that. Okay. Well, if we're going to look at the laws, the Supreme Court of the United States has said to Congress that the 16th Amendment gave Congress no new taxing powers. No new taxing powers. So Congress or the IRS would like you to think that, oh, well, the 16th Amendment gave us the special right to tax wages. That's not true. They didn't, okay? Because the Supreme Court said, no. The Supreme Court has said, okay, we're okay with the 16th Amendment, but it has to be a direct tax or an indirect tax, one of the two. And the fact of the matter is, it's an indirect tax, right? But let's look at something else just while we're at this here, okay? The Supreme Court, and I guess if we want to believe the Supreme Court, you can choose to believe or not to believe, but the Supreme Court has said that any money that you receive from wages in terms of compensation represents no gain. No gain. And this is significant because taxes, the way the IRS works is, you are taxed on a gain. Actually, the 16th Amendment is intended toward corporations. It's a tax for a corporation. And when a corporation makes a profit, that's what you're taxed on. And that profit is called a gain. So the Supreme Court has said that when you work, it doesn't matter whether you work for $5 an hour or $5,000 an hour. They have said that when you work for money, it is an equal exchange. No gain has been made. So if you work for 1 hour and get paid $300,000, it's equal. Your time is worth $300,000, and you've traded it for this $300,000. There hasn't been any gain. Wow. Do you get that? Do you understand that? Okay. Additionally, Congress tried in 1894 to put a tax on wages, and they were not successful. Once again, we're talking about law here. We're talking about Supreme Court cases. Do you think the Supreme Court has the right to formulate law and say what's constitutional and what isn't? I think the Supreme Court was the one that said, no, you can't send this black lady to the back of the bus. This black lady has the right to do this. This black lady has the right to go to any restaurant, drink out of any water fountain. I think I like the idea of the Supreme Court. But here again, I'm going to ask you this question. Am I the smartest man in the world? You're probably going to agree with me and say, no, I don't think I am. So if I'm not the smartest man in the world, why are you hearing these things from me now? Why are you hearing that there is no income tax system? Why are you hearing me say that we can eliminate this? Why are you hearing me say that a Supreme Court decision has said that it's an equal exchange, and that you have to be a corporation to pay taxes? Why are you hearing that? You need to ask these questions, because these questions are significant. Look them up. I recommend that if this fascinates you, if you think this is just fantastic, or if you think I'm the biggest liar in the world, I recommend that you get a hold of a video, which is on the internet, called Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo. Freedom to Fascism. Watch that video, and then call me up and tell me what you think.